Working some push-ups for this exercise, and we're getting some assistance from the bench just to create a little bit of elevation, and this will make the push-up fairly easy. Just make sure you're cautious enough not to tip the bench over. Your turn to try this one. Alligator knee strikes from 3 points position on the bench. So you want to make sure you start with your extended leg and then you throw the knee strike outside of your elbow. Now we want to try and keep the hips as square as we can throughout this exercise. Let's do one leg and then switch it up and do the other side as well. Your turn. Benchtop crunch. Now make sure you get nice and close to your bench for this one, so you're creating a small package to start with. And then when you do those crunches, they're going to feel really tight because of the confined space. So this is an excellent way of training, in particular, your upper abs. Your turn to try this exercise. Working some prone jacks for this exercise. Now this is a fairly easy variation because we're using the bench for some elevation, which is going to take some of your weight off it. A nice warm-up exercise, or it's a good exercise between difficult exercises. Your turn to try it. hips thruster with a single leg for this one. So using the bench for a bit of elevation, you can see my arms are right out in that crucifix position, and I'm just pushing with the hips and lifting right up as much as I can and dropping back down. We're going to try this with both legs. Your turn. Let's all run on the spot with high knees for the next 30 seconds. Your turn. Modified burpee for this one. So you can see I'm using the bench, so it's going to make the push-up a little bit easier. This is a great version of doing burpees for beginners in particular, and it's a great warm-up exercise as well. So getting into that push-up and then jumping back, and you can see I'm not jumping up at the end either, so I'm just trying to keep the joint impact off my knees when I do this exercise. Your turn to try it. Front and back hops on the spot for the next 30 seconds. Your turn to try it. I'm working an inchworm for this one, and you can see that I'm going back into an extended plank using the bench for a little bit of elevation. So just a matter of going all the way back, reaching out as much as you can, really engaging your core, and then working your way back up into that standing position and get that bit of hamstring stretch once you're at the top of it as well. Your turn to try this one. Rookie push-up for this exercise. So rather than doing your push-up from your feet, we're just going to do it from our knees. Now, very important with this one, you've got to maintain a straight line from your shoulder to your knee. Where people go wrong with this one is they lift their bum and it takes away the core engagement. So we want to make sure that we're not doing that. Because you're on your knees and it's a fairly easy push-up, let's try and make it nice and deep. Let's go down all the way and come straight back up. Your turn to try this one. Working some up scissors for this exercise. Now you want to try and make sure that your knees are as straight as you can keep them, and it's just some scissor kicks, but they're vertical. Let's get you to have a go at this one. Okay, getting into some deep, slow squat for this one, and then on the way up, we're just going to add a jump to it, okay? Now, just make sure you're fairly light on your toes, so just jumping and landing on the toes rather than the heels, because we just want to try and preserve the knees. Working your way all the way down again into that deep squat, and just keep jumping at the end of each squat. Your turn to try it. Working some donkey kicks for this one. Now I'm not using any dumbbells, however, I am using my forearms and placing my weight on the bench for the extra support. Now I really just want to focus on those hamstrings and glutes, and you want to make sure that you maintain the same bent angle in your knees, so we don't want to release that. You want to make sure you keep it the whole time. Then you change legs and hit the other side as well. Your turn. using the bench to do some pike jumps this one. So just make sure you're fairly light on your toes and that your weight's just remaining on the ball of your foot. There's no bending of the arms, so just keep it at the same level throughout this exercise. Your turn to try it. Let's work some fast feet on the spot for the next 30 seconds. Your turn. Using the tip of the bench for some triceps dips for this exercise. Now you can see I'm doing it with straight legs so that I can't cheat, and you've just got to make sure that your butt stays really close to your hand. We don't want to cause any excess pressure in the rotator cuffs. Your turn to try this one. Well done for finishing your workout, guys. Please take a few minutes to stretch and cool your body down now. If you enjoyed this workout segment, please assist us by liking and sharing. Remember to subscribe for your daily workout fix.